Hey, you guys, long time no see. Hey, you guys, long time no see. Let me check my volume. There we go. So my volume is turned all the way up. So we are here on vacation and we were getting ready to head out. And I was like, well, we weren't getting ready to head out. Everybody's getting dressed. And I just wanted to come to you and talk to you about life and health insurance. Disclaimer, transparent moment. I was going to leave the insurance industry. My brother passed away back in January of this year. And so when his cancer had come back, we thought, all was going to be well. And he was going to really, he had decided he was going to fight and was going to, just put up the good fight of going through it because he had been through it before. And so he went into the hospital, 3 weeks later, he wasn't here, right? So when he went in, they thought he had pneumonia and ended up being that the cancer had spread and it was lung cancer. It turned into brain cancer. And it was just really no way that he could fight it, right? Because as they were treating one thing, it was going to be spreading to another part, right? So while they were treating his lungs, it was spreading to his brain. So after that happened, I ended up becoming the administrator for his estate because my mom just really didn't have the bandwidth or the wherewithal to do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm out of insurance. Like, I'm not going to sell insurance. I had even gone to a conference in February for one of the companies I write with. And I went one day to the event and I had gotten sick. So I stayed in my hotel room. I just didn't even attend. I was really going through the stages of grief, right? And so I had not experienced that type of grief in so long that I didn't know what to expect. And it was like having a blanket of heaviness over you. It was really overwhelming. And so now we were on our way to vacation and I was thinking to myself, like how good it feels. You can see my son in the background, how good it feels to be able to breathe again, right? And to not feel that burden, to not feel that heaviness because he's in a great place. And so I literally, I was on my way home about 2 weeks ago and panicked because I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't do my CE for insurance. It was a Friday night. Normally I have Friday night date night with my husband. I'm going to get to the point of making income and money daily in insurance, but I want to have this transparency moment because I always want to be truthful and honest about the business and about things that I'm doing, right? Not that it matters to you, but it'll matter to some people that have had the experience or will have the experience. So we were sitting there that Friday night and I was like, oh my God, like literally, I did all that studying for my life insurance exam. I literally had just passed my health insurance exam back in, I believe, April or May. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Just gonna let these licenses go? And so I sat there at the computer and did 24 hours of CE within probably 3 hours, right? And include my anti-money laundering certification. But then I also had some chargebacks, right? So at several of the carriers I was with, when I had disbanded my team, when I decided, okay, I just can't do this. I got to be there for my parents. I got to go through this administrative probate process for my brother because he would want me to do that. He had asked me to do that before he passed away. And so I had chargebacks from team members that had left and didn't pay their debt, had written policies that people had canceled. I had some personal policies people had canceled. And so I was like, you know what? I got to get all this stuff caught up. So I went and paid all the back payments that I had where people had done chargebacks and said, let's just start with a fresh, clean slate. So with that being said, I still write for, I want to say 8 really great carriers: Mutual of Omaha, John Hancock, Foresters, American Amicable, Royal Neighbors, Sons of Norway, Transamerica, some really great carriers that I'm blessed to be able to write with. And you can get paid every day in insurance. I want you to understand that, right? So unlike real estate, and I've done a comparison video before, but I'm going to do an updated one because this year in real estate has been a hard year for the real estate industry. I don't want to say it's been a hard year for me because God's really blessed me, but it's been tough, meaning you can't just sit back and rest on your laurels and not do the work. So if you're someone that says, you know, so then another company I'm with, so a friend of mine, shout out to her. We are in the same company as it relates to our licenses being held at a particular IMO. But I saw that she also went back to her roots with Lincoln Heritage. And so when she went back to Lincoln Heritage, I messaged her and said, hey, what are you doing over there? Like, did you leave the other IMO? Like, what's going on? She said no. But as a licensed life and health insurance broker, you have a license to write checks. You have a license to make money. You have a license to get paid every single day. right? It's not like that in real estate. And real estate's not a bad profession, but if you don't have the hustle in real estate, it will beat you up, spit you out, eat you up alive. It won't be nothing left but bones. It's that tough of a marketplace, right? But you can do it. But if I had to tell somebody today, you need money today, you want to start a business today, get your life insurance license, right? So I partnered and connected with her team at Lincoln Heritage. I'm so excited about it. And I want to tell you the difference between what I'm experiencing so far with them versus the other IMO that I still have my carrier contracts with as well. Because with with one company that we're with, you don't have any contracts. I love that. I have high comps. I love being there. I'm gonna stay there. It's a great deal. But the downside or the change in that, hey, Coretta, God bless you. The difference between the IMO that I'm with and Lincoln Heritage, the team that I'm on, is training. Right. So if you're new to life and health insurance and you don't have any experience, any background, and even if you do, there's such a huge learning curve with the life insurance industry. There's so much to learn. There's so much to know. There's so many products. And what happens is, and this has been my experience for going on 2 years as a licensed life insurance broker. It's not my first time being licensed. It's my first time actually actively working the business. This is my 14th year as a licensed real estate broker. So the difference is the business is not as hard, right? People don't have to go out and get pre-approved. They do have to have decent credit, right? They don't have to go out and get pre-approved. It's not subject to interest rates, but we're talking about getting paid daily, right? So with Lincoln Heritage and why I partnered, I put my license with them in addition to the other IMO I'm with, is they pay their brokers, their agents within 24 hours of writing a policy. Once that policy is approved and good to go, you get paid the next day. That's number one. Number two is training. They have tons of webinars. I think there's 4 or 5 webinars that you have to watch and sit through that talks about the forms, leads, helping you understand the contracts and understanding your rate sheet. They train. Then they have an in-person boot camp if you're in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia area. If you're not, you attend virtually. It is so important to get training. When I was at the first company, when I first got licensed, they were a great company to start with. Nothing wrong with them at all. But all I ever heard, and I had a team of about 41 brokers, 41 agents in different parts of the country. Now I've streamlined where I'm recruiting. And so I'm going to share with you at the end the states I'm actively recruiting in. But everybody complained about the lack of training or not being able to shadow with someone or not being able to be with someone. And so there's 2 things that I want to share with you that are super important. And I am recruiting. Before, when people were reaching out to me here on YouTube, I was like, hey, I'm not recruiting. I'm not in insurance anymore. If you listen to the beginning of the video, you'll hear why I shared that after the loss of my brother, I just didn't think I could do it, right? Because you're talking about life and death, and I had just lost someone. And so, but I'm going to share his testimony real quick about him having a life insurance policy. So everybody was complaining about not having training. So what's important when you come into the insurance industry, to me is 4 really key things that are important. It's not the comp. Right? Everybody starts with, I want the high comp. I want 100% comp. But what's the point of 100% comp if you're not making any money? And nobody's helping you, right? You can have that high comp, which I do have a high comp in one of my, with probably 3 or 4 of my carriers. But if I'm not writing business with them, I'm not getting paid. So what difference does it make, right? So the 4 things that I think are super important is 1, integrity of the company that you're with. Number 1. Number 2, how long have they been in business? Number 3, what education and training are they going to provide you so that you are guaranteed at least that part to be successful. Now, the guarantee of you making money is on you, right? In terms of going out and doing the work after they train you. But the guarantee of success education-wise, that falls on the company. And the first company I with, they lacked education. Then they came behind, they came back after being in business probably 6 or 7 years, maybe 10 years. And then put education in place. But it was almost too late, right? For people that were already there feeling lost, couldn't get help because everybody was always focused on, let's get this person to where they're trying to go, because it was all about building a team. When you're trying to make ends meet, right? Pay your mortgage, pay your bills, pay your utilities, pay your electric bill. You ain't thinking about helping somebody else promote to a position, right? You're thinking about how can you support you, your children, your family, your husband, your vacation, your retirement, whatever it is you got into the business for, right? So you want to look for a company that has a solid training program. And I recommend don't look for a company that's only been in business the last 5 or 6 years, right? Because they have not, in my opinion, only Garlanda's opinion, they haven't worked out all their kinks. Okay. So, but you got to have training, and you got to have the fourth thing I would encourage you is what is your team? How do they feel about training? How do they feel about motivation? Are they there for you to encourage you and support you when you're having a rough week, a down day? Will they look at your business and say, you know what, Coretta, I'm looking at your business and you think that you're not doing well, but you just haven't talked to enough people. That's what you need somebody telling you versus somebody telling you, you can still come this way, honey. Versus somebody telling you you're just not doing enough. You're not talking to enough people. No, sometimes it's you should need to tweak what's being said. So 4, what is your level of support from your team to encourage and motivate you? And then the 5th, how fast can I get paid? After I do this work and after I write this policy and after I do this business, how fast can I get my money, right? So I want you to really think about those things. You can get paid within 24 hours, 48 hours for some policies if people have a lot of health challenges, but every single day in insurance, if you have a license, you have a license to write money. You have a license to get paid. The other thing is with Lincoln Heritage is we can give you access to getting your license for $40, right? So a lot of times people, if you hear this video, you'll reach out to me and say, hey, I want to get my license for free. Let me say the disclaimer on that is if we give our code out for someone to get their license for $40, then we want you to partner with us, right? There's an expectation that if we're blessing you to save $100, because the class is $199, right? So if we're blessing you to save, I cannot even add, y'all. Lord, I can add a commission, but let's see, 199 minus 40. We're saving you $159, right? So if we're saving you $159, we're an excellent company. We have fabulous training. We are motivational, encouraging, and optimistic. We're showing you how to make money every single day for you and your family. And it's about you, right? It's about helping you become successful. It's not about us making money off of you or getting paid. That's just service. Getting paid is a byproduct of service, right? So that's our intention. If that's our intention, then we have an expectation that if we bless somebody with the code, that they're going to partner with us in business. But also just know that if you message me and say, hey, Garlinda, I really want the $40 code. I want to know how to get my license for $40. We're going to talk first, right? I'm not just going to send the code out on a messenger because I want to know what your goals are. I want to know if we're a good fit. I want to know if I'm the best fit for you. I want to know why are you coming into the life insurance industry, right? And of course, if it's to make money, hey, shout out, hoorah, there's money here, right? If it's to serve, excellent, right? But if you're looking for easy, this is not the business. And I say that because it is easy to write the policies and to learn the policies and all those things, but there's work and effort in beating the pavement and learning the scripts and not being afraid and getting over the fear and becoming a better version of yourself, right? Those things aren't easy. Anytime we decide, hey, I'm going to change who I'm going to be, don't you feel like you're met with conflict or resistance? That's just a sign that you're heading in the right direction, but it's still there. Right? Conflict and resistance exists when you're trying to become a better person. But in life and health insurance, you can get paid every single day. And then with all the carriers, right? As long as the policy gets approved, you get paid the very next day. Now, I would say the downside to that is if someone cancels their policy within the 10 or 11 month time frame of having it, depending on how the carrier contract is written, you're going to have a chargeback. That means that if Mary Smith you write a policy for her, it's $50 a month, you get paid $640. I'm just throwing that number out there. And well, let's do an actual number. So let's say you're on a 70% contract, right? You get paid, you write a policy where Mary Smith is paying $50 a month. You multiply that 50 by 12. That's how you get paid in insurance. That's $600. The insurance carrier is going to pay you 70%. $420. They're going to give you 75% of that up front. So they're going to pay you the first 1 to 9 months of Mary Smith's insurance policy in what we call an advance. And then you're going to get month 10, 11, and 12 paid monthly once you hit month 10. Month 10, you get the $50, month 11, 50, month 12, 50. So up front, they're going to give you $420, right? So if Mary Smith cancels her policy of $420 before the 10-month mark is up, the insurance carrier is going to say, hey, you owe us that money back. So I always tell my team, as I've been building teams, put 35% of your money aside. My husband and I call it monopoly money, right? Because sometimes you can write product and people are going to be so excited about it. But with insurance, people tend to cancel their insurance when something breaks, when an emergency happens. They look at insurance like a bill. So you have to be cautious of that and be conscious of that. But when you're writing enough business, that doesn't hurt you as much, right? So we're talking about how can you get paid every single day in insurance. Let's do another example. Let's say that you have somebody that has an $80 a month policy. Right? $80, the insurance carrier is going to multiply that by 12. That's $960, right? And then you're on a 70% contract. So $960 for the annual premium times 70% is $672, right? And the insurance carrier is going to pay you 75% in advance upfront, which is $672 times 75%. Is $504. So if you write a policy for Mary Smith that that her premium is $80 a month, the insurance carrier is going to advance you $504 within 24 hours. How cool is that? Right? And so that's why I decided to partner with Lincoln Heritage in addition to the other IMO that I'm with, is because one, also you need to specialize in insurance. And what do I mean by that? You can't be everything to everybody. When I first came into real estate, I was like, oh, I'll sell a doghouse or a mansion. It doesn't matter. But over time, it does matter, right? Because they both require the same amount of work. That's number one. But number two, one is going to be more of a headache for the amount of money that you're going to get paid and the time that you're going to have to give it, that it just makes sense to focus and specialize in a certain area. So that's what I did. Insurance is no different. The decision I had made before I was going to walk away from insurance after I lost my brother, it was final expense. So my whole focus, not that I won't sell term and not that I won't sell universal life, not that I won't sell IULs, which I don't have a great understanding of, right? Not that I won't sell those policies, but my focus is whole life and final expense. And the reason being is because baby boomers are the largest market, the largest demographic. Somebody is turning 60 and 65, 10,000 plus people a day. Right? So that is your target market. That's my target market. You have to decide if younger people are your target market. But final expense, they understand the value. A funeral expense plan, people that have lost someone and have had to raise money for a funeral, they understand the importance of burial insurance, right? So they're not out here looking for $1 million policies for $50 a month. Those things exist only as accidental policies, right? That's another story for another day. We'll talk about different types of policies. So when you come into insurance, you want to specialize. And so we're recruiting for Lincoln Heritage Brokers. Everyone starts out at a 70% contract. You can get paid within 24 to 48 hours. We can help you get your license for $40 for life and health, which is a great field. And you're with Lincoln Heritage, you work in areas, right? So the states that I'm actually recruiting in is North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Delaware, and New Jersey. I feel like I am Maryland, right? So North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Maryland, Delaware. I'm licensed in other states, but that's the other thing is in insurance, you can be licensed in multiple states, right? You can be licensed in all 50 states, not all 50 because New York you can't get licensed in, but roughly 49 states if you choose to, even Puerto Rico, even the U.S. Virgin Islands. So whatever your area is, you can get licensed in those states. And I'll tell you that anyway, I don't want to over talk it. I'm just telling you can get paid every single day. So let's say that Mary Smith has that $80 a month policy and you find 4 Mary Smiths a week, right? So $504, remember that's what you're going to get advanced. And let's say you have 4 Mary Smiths that you write policies for every week. That's what you could potentially make, $2,016 a week. If you had 4 clients a week, times 4 is 16 clients a month, then you could make $2,016 a week times 4 weeks. You could make $8,064 a month selling insurance. Let's say somebody cancels their policy, right? and you have to pay that money back. I'm just going to take out 35% because there are going to be some people that cancel their policies, right? So it's inevitable. It happens to everybody. So if you take out 35%, you can still make $2,800 a month selling policies. But let's do on the low end. Let's say that you sell somebody on average $50 a month times 12 is $600, and your commission is what, 70%? That's $420, right, per client. So let's say you have four $420 clients a week. That's $1,680, right? So $1,680 a week times 4 is $6,720 a month that you could make selling insurance. If we take out the 35% for chargebacks, you could make $2,352 a month selling insurance. I've done it. Right? It's easy. And I don't say it's easy. It's consistent, right? So what I do is I reach out to people that I know. I was buying leads, and leads work too, right? It depends on what you like and what you're comfortable doing. But I sell to my warm market, and I'll walk you through like where I go and find business on a different video, and we can talk about that. But if you're interested in partnering with me and Lincoln Heritage, you can write a policy. Lincoln Heritage has final expense. They have Occidental, which is a subsidiary of American Amicable, an excellent company that you can write term product, return of premium, critical illness with, and those things. So there's no limit there. It's a 70% contract. The class is $40, but let's schedule a time to talk. I'm on vacation, so I won't be back in my office until Monday, the 24th. Yep, Monday the 24th. So if you message me here, or also my phone number is 910-494-7798. You can shoot me a text. Just tell me your full name, what state you're in, right? Because I'm only recruiting in certain states. Again, it's North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey, and Delaware. So 7 states. I'm not hiring across any other states because those are my focus. And I feel like when you're spread out all over the place, which I was in Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Texas, I was in all these places. But then when the Michigan, when the agents aren't writing in those areas, it's a waste of money, right, as a corporation. So these are the areas I'm targeting and focus on. I would love to talk to you if you're interested in getting your license, if you know someone that is, right? And I will share with you, as an African-American and from an African-American perspective, we're 3% of the market. We are 3% of the market or maybe less, in real estate and insurance. But these are fields where you can make your mark. These are fields where you can make a 6-figure income consistently, not easily, consistently, but with the right team and the right support and the right people, you can do that, right? With the right training. And it takes 10,000 hours of doing something to master skills. So if you put the time in it, you're going to do it. But we are 3%. So if you wonder, well, is there room for me? Is it oversaturated? I see everybody doing it. Everybody's not doing it. Everybody might be dancing to the video, and everybody might be out here saying what they're doing. And, you know, they're not talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's room for you. Right? This is an excellent field. You can get paid every single day. So if you have a need, again, the license class is $40. We're going to have an interview before I send you the link for the $40 class. Everybody starts out at a 70% contract. And if somebody's offering you a high contract and you take it, sometimes you might end up out there by yourself. I'm just telling you the truth. That's what I've seen. This going into my 3rd year. The other thing is you do have fees getting your license. What you're going to pay is, you don't have fees to join Lincoln Heritage or any other company or any other IMO. You have to pay for your license, and every state's different, right? So for North Carolina, the license is $59. So your state license is going to be different, what it costs. You're going to pay for your fingerprint. You're going to pay for your background check. Those are your only expenses. So the cost for your class, which is $40, your fingerprint check, and it varies state to state, your background check, and the cost for your license. So you're going to have 4 expenses to start your life and health insurance business. And then just really quickly, health insurance, I sell dental and vision. And dental and vision is such a really great product for self-employed people, because that's where normally those people that are self-employed or business owners don't have dental and vision. They need glasses, they need dental work, but they don't have it. So you can sell dental insurance. I think the lowest plan I saw is $29. The highest was $69. Vision, the least expensive plan's $8 a month, right? So there's so many niches and things that you can do. But I'd love to talk to you again. It's Scarlinda Price. I forgot to say that at the beginning. And I own Fusion Insurance Group. And again, my number is 910-494-7798. God bless you guys. Again, if you reach out to me, we'll schedule a time for us to talk next week. I'll be in insurance training with Lincoln Heritage Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'll be free in the evening. But I'm excited to talk to you guys, and I'm excited to help you make money every single day if that's what you want to do. And if you have a work ethic. Okay. So God bless you. It doesn't matter your background either, meaning it doesn't matter if you don't have sales background, doesn't matter if you've never sold insurance or real estate. I could care less, right? Doesn't matter what your job background is, but you got to have a work ethic. Talk to you soon.